get moving and get going. So starting off, going to want feet just outside hip width apart. What we're going to look to do is squat down nice and low, stretch up nice and high. The nice long full range of movement, just getting the body moving to start with. Let's wake the body up, get it moving, get it working, and get ready to go. So just working through that full range of movement. Don't worry about going for loads of reps or anything like that. I just want to get the body moving to start with. Gently working through those. Deep breaths in on the way down, big breaths out on the way up. Keeping that body moving. And relax off there. Next one we're going to go into, going to lunge in, twist over whichever knee's at the front, back to facing forward, and then swap it and reset. Main thing you're focusing on is as you hit that bottom point, fully rotate the upper body, working through those. Complete range of movements, what we're looking for. So don't just look over the shoulder, twist fully, point the chest that way. It's going to get the obliques moving, as well as all those awkward little muscles in the hips. Just waking up the body to start before we get onto our glute workout to start things off. Spot on, just keeping those going. Just going to leave the participant list open for a second, just in case anyone's joining late, just to make sure. Gently working through those final few repetitions. With all these stretches, we're not worried about the amount of reps we get. It's just about getting the complete range of motions in there. Just using this to get the body ready for the workout. And then even out, so you've done the same amount on each side if you haven't already. Next one, you're going to start feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Put a light bend into your knee. And what we do is roll forward, keeping that angle in the knee, getting a big bend in the spine to the floor. Stand up into a Y shape. So rolling forward, looking for as much movement through the spine as you can, to the floor, up to standing in that Y shape. Keep these slow and controlled, because of how low you're dropping your head, and then going upright. You don't want to do these really quick, so it will make you feel lightheaded. It will feel horrible. That on top of like the jab side effecty stuff, it's just probably a horrible combination. So we'll keep it nice and slow. Just getting some movement through the lower back, especially, as well as that upper back area as well. And I think if anyone was going to join, they would have by now, so we can just go on to the normal view. Just gently rolling down, really getting that bend into the lower part of the back, stretching that area off, nice and low, up into your Y shape. Full range of movement is what we're after. Keeping that going. Just coming into the final 10 seconds or so. And relax off there. Last one of the stretches we want to get done. Standing up straight, shoulders back, chest forward, one hand, top of the arms facing down. Draw those arms out, stretch out the chest, turn those palms up to stretch the shoulders as well, and then fold back to the middle, alternating that top hand. With these, you can go some a little bit lower, some a little bit higher. Loads of fibers in the chest and shoulders that we want to get moving. Really want to get the whole body woken up. All those fibers moving. The last one of our dynamic stretches though before we start our main workout. Working through those. Nice controlled tempo. Again, we're not trying to rush these, just really stretch out the chest and shoulders. And relax off there, right. As always, starting on the mat with our glute activation work. Well, to be honest, it's more of a glute workout than activation at this point because of how many reps you put into it. But we are going to start, as always, on our glute bridges. Just to show you quick, our regular version and our advanced. The regular version, starting in the sit-up position, pushing through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top. You want a more difficult version, you can get up on the hands as well as the hips. And you're going to press into a full body bridge from there. That will require a bit more upper body strength. So go with whichever one you prefer. So let's get that position in and we'll go straight into those now, guys. So straight into those. With the position of your feet, if you feel your lower back doing a lot of the work, you might need to step away from your body. And if you feel your calves doing a lot of work, you might need to bring your feet a little bit closer to your body. No matter which one you're doing, the regular or advanced, make sure you're pushing through the heels and squeezing those glutes at the top. It's all about that big, long exhale as you drive up. Squeeze, hold the breath out, and then gently control down. So it's a controlled movement with a big squeeze at the top, gently working through it. Focus on that breathing as well. As you press up, it's a big exhale. Hold the exhale as you squeeze the glutes, and then gently breathe in as you return to the bottom. Can't tell if that's the machines next door going or the wind's just really, really strong right now.
Let's drop chair.
Just keep working you through those. Big breaths out every rep. Controlling the whole way through. And you're going to have your relax off after your next rep in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. If you were going to the advanced version, please move to the regular one. What we're going to do is isolate one side by crossing the foot over the opposite knee, and then bring the remaining foot in line with the spine, so it's in the center of your mat, and go for that same movement. So we're just going for a single leg glute bridge now. And what we're going to do is, if you're struggling to get to the top point, pop your hands on your hips, keep your elbows on the floor, and push up through your hands as well as through that foot. Still trying to press through the heel, not through the toes. Elbows stay on the floor and squeezing that glute at the top. Same rules apply if you're feeling your calf muscle, bring that foot back closer. If you're feeling your lower back, take that foot further away. Just work on a single leg version of what we did before. And please do just go for the regular version. Don't try this one in the advanced position. Just looking for the regular position for this one. Making sure you get a big squeeze at the top every time. I'm going to keep going on this side for about another 10 seconds before we swap over. And in 3, 2, 1. Let's swap you over onto the other side. So isolating the opposite leg this time, bringing that new foot in line with the spine, so center of your mat, and the exact same movement. Everyone's got a stronger leg and a weaker leg, so if you suddenly find this a lot harder, remember, pop those hands to the hips, keep the elbows on the floor and push up through the hands as well, giving yourself that extra little boost just so you can reach your top point. Want to keep the effort going all the way. Big breaths out, big squeezes in the glutes. We're still not fussed about how many reps you get. Don't feel like you've got to get 30 reps done, 40 reps done, anything like that. Just keep the tempo controlled. Focus on that squeeze of the glute and your breathing as we go. Still keeping that control. We've got about 10 seconds left to go on these before we're going to change our exercise. And relax off there. Next one we're going to go for, we're going to want to start in a box position. So hands under shoulders, knees under feet, knees under feet, knees under hips. So, I recommend the one you just worked in, fresh side. What you're going to do is draw your knee to your chest, kick your heel to the ceiling. Don't try and straighten your leg as you kick towards the ceiling. Unless you've got a ridiculously long history of Pilates, you will not be able to do it. So just keep that natural bend in the knee, going knee to chest, heel to ceiling. Or if you're extremely brave and training outside, heel to the sky. Drawing that knee through, driving that heel up. If you're feeling this a lot in the lower back, you're probably trying to kick with too much power and too directly up. So try just slowing it down a little and kicking a little bit away from yourself as well. Keeping those going. Nice and controlled. Breaths out as you kick that heel up. Deep breaths in as you draw the knee to the chest. Always want the breathing controlled. Don't know if this is going to have enough slip to it for me to repair it right now, but we'll see. Keeping those going. And we're going to swap over in 3, 2, 1. Exact same on the other side. So same movement, same breathing, same control. Again, like I said earlier, everyone's got a stronger side and a weaker side. You will also find one side's more coordinated than the other. So if it suddenly feels really awkward and really weird, just slow that movement right down and get used to your coordination before you try and add any tempo in. Remember, all we care about is getting that feeling in the glutes. All we're focusing on here. Getting the glutes working. Still focusing on that exhale. Still not trying to lock your legs straight. Remember, if that lower back's taking a lot of strain, kick a little bit away from yourself and kick with a little bit less power. It's not always about being as explosive as possible. Sometimes control is the more important factor. Just over 10 seconds left on these, then we're going to move on to the final part of our glute workout. It is my favourite one of the glute exercises. So we'll be moving on to that in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. All we do is lie down completely flat to your mat. Maybe just cross your arms to support your head. After that, I want you to point your toes outwards, heels inwards. And from this position here, you're going to take a long, slow breath out. Push your hips into the floor. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. That's going to drag your feet and maybe your knees off the floor. And then just hold that squeeze for as long as you can while holding a long, slow breath out. So you might only be getting 1 rep every 5 seconds, but that's absolutely fine. The thing to avoid is trying to lift your legs as high as they can go. All that does is recruit extra muscles in your back. Just all about that breath out, squeeze, hold the squeeze, hold the breath out. Feet and knees just off the floor, holding the squeeze and relax. Deep breath in and into your next rep. All about a slow, controlled pace. We're going to have a little bit of a longer time frame for this one. So you don't have to rush your reps whatsoever. This is where it's all just about that mind-muscle connection. Squeezing the glutes. You're not letting any other muscles in the body work. All about the glutes. Got about 15 seconds left to go on these. In that time, if you only get 2 good reps done, that's absolutely fine. Don't want a fast tempo at all with these. And relax off completely there. Get your breath back, get your recovery in. Grab your drinks if you've got them. Just stick with gentle sips though. Don't take big gulps. And then we're going to get ready and go into the main leg workout now. So main leg workout, going to be a bit stricter on times. We're going to go 1 minute of work, 20 seconds to recover. And then what we'll do is we'll work from one exercise through a circuit, take a rest, and then go again. Actually, we'll drop it to, we'll go to 15 seconds of rest. We'll go a little bit less rest time. So first movement we've got, it's going to be your regular squat, but what we're going to do is add a pulse in at the bottom. So for this, feet hip width apart, toes pointed slightly out, drop to the bottom of your squat, small pulse, drive up and squeeze the glutes. So it's all the way down, small pulse, drive up, squeeze the glutes. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. So squats with a pulse. Main focus on that pulse as it happens right at the bottom of your squat. So make sure you're adding that pulse in when the hips are right down there level with the knees. Just that small extra 10% of a rep added in. But you're still keeping the weight on your heels. Still a deep breath in on the way down. Big breath out as you drive up to complete your rep. That means your breath's going to be held when you hit the pulse. Just done all that glute work. Now it's time to keep it going. Those muscles should be filled with blood, ready to work. They're really big, strong muscles once they get going. So put your focus on every time at the top. That big breath out, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, and then into your next rep. Really get that squeeze every time at the top. I'm going to have you relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. So next one's going to require quite a bit of balance. We're going to go for a single leg RDL. So pick your starting leg, little bend. Going to reach for the floor, other leg goes behind, up into a knee drive. So it's a single leg RDL, up into a knee drive in 3, 2, 1, and we go. So that leg planted, little bend in the knee, drop the chest, raise the leg behind, get as low as you can. Big breath out, drive the opposite knee up. If you need to pop your foot down at any point just to sort your balance out, that's absolutely fine. Really important the tempo is controlled on these. It's really easy to go too quick, lose your balance, and have to completely reset. So just make sure it's slow and controlled. Focus on the balance. You feel this in your hamstring, calves. Might even get a little bit of core behind it as well from the balance and that knee drive. If you're really, really struggling, pop your hand on something near you just for a little bit of support. And then put power on the knee drive. 15 seconds till we rest. 3, 2, 1, relax, get your breath, shake the legs off a little bit. And now we're going on to the second leg. So if this is your weaker side or less coordinated side, really have to keep it slow on the first few. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Keeping that same angle in the knee, getting nice and low, pushing the hips back, dropping the chest straight back into that knee drive. Gently working through those. All about having the breathing controlled, keeping the tempo management so you can keep that balance, still get effective reps in all the way. We've just hit the halfway point. So keep those going, keep that breathing. Final 15 seconds. It's going to be boxing. Oh, no, ignore that. Final 15 seconds. And I'm going to have you relax off that side in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Next one, make sure you've got a mat with you or some sort of cushioning. So we're going for boxing knees. One knee to the floor, both knees on the floor, 1 foot up, both feet standing. So it's going to be 1 knee, 2 knee, 1 foot, 2 feet. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Keeping those hands up out the way. Make sure you've got some padding for your knees to drop onto. If you can, alternate which knee you're stepping onto first and which foot you're stepping up on. But if you can't, it's not the end of the world, so don't worry too much. Keeping those going. Just hitting our halfway point. Try and keep the core tight. And as always, that breathing stays controlled and managed. Not letting your breath get away from you and dictate the pace. 20 seconds left. For 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. 15 seconds to breathe and recover. Next one we've got is going to be regular sumo squats. So double the hip width apart, knees pushing out, hips level with knees, drive up, squeeze the glutes. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Dropping down, press through the heels, squeeze the glutes. It's a nice controlled tempo. Working through those. Keeping your focus. Still pressing through the heels, still really squeezing those glutes every rep. Keep it going, keep the focus, keep the breathing, keep the effort levels all the way through. "30 seconds remaining. Final 10 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, relax off there. Next up, we've got calf raises. So feet hip width apart, heels slightly wider than your toes. What you're going to do is push up onto your toes, hold the squeeze for a second, and then relax down. Go as high up onto your toes as you can manage to keep the balance. 3, 2, 1, and we go. Don't worry if you're not confident going all the way up onto your toes. It's not an issue. You're just pressing those heels off the floor, holding the balance, controlling down. Got to be a controlled tempo. You're not just trying to bounce through loads of reps. It's about pressing, squeeze, relax. Try and even control that way down a little bit. Breathing, still your focus. Many good reps as you can. We've got just over 15 seconds to go. Then we've got our last small break and then the final exercise. Let's keep it going. Three, 2, 1. Relax off there. Final part is either going to be a squat hold or a wall sit. Completely up to you. Either way, we want hips and knees level, holding at that height, hands off legs, just out for balance. In 3, 2, 1. Into that squat hold or into that wall sit, whichever one you've chosen. Straight down to the bottom of it, hold it there, breathing through. We're only going for 45 seconds instead of the minute we've done on the other parts. But really make sure those legs are completely static. Your hips are right down there level with the knees, loads of stress on the hamstrings, the quads and the glutes, and just breathe through it. You've already got about halfway there. "15 seconds to go. Three, 2, 1. Relax. Shake those legs off. Get your breath back. Grab your drinks. That's the first round out of the way. We're going to go one more time. All right, guys, just get your recovery. How are we all feeling? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Nice stretch.
Got about 30 seconds left of your recovery time, and we're going for the exact same circuit again. So same timing, same order, same control, same focus, and let's blitz your legs have got left. So it's going to be starting off with those squats with a pulse. So remember the feet hip width, drop all the way down, small pulse, drive up, squeeze the glutes. 10 seconds till we start. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Dropping all the way down, small pulse, drive up, squeeze the glutes. Keep that breath out on the way up as you drive. Big squeeze of the glutes, deep breath in on the way down, and make sure those hips are getting right down there with the knees for the pulse. You know how difficult the circuit is now, so you know what tempo to work at, what intensity level you can handle the whole way through. "15 seconds left. Three, 2, 1. Relax off there. Get your breath back, deciding your starting leg. We've got those single leg RDLs into knee drives. I'd start on your more confident one if I were you. In 3, 2, 1. And we go. Get as low as you can. Drive that knee up. I wouldn't do this with your leg locked straight. Oh God, I'm about to fall over. I put a light bend in the knee. Control the way down. Drive up. That knee comes up at the top. Nice controlled tempo on the breathing still. Focusing all the way. Halfway there. Remember, if you do need to grab something for a little bit of balance or support, you can do. Whatever you need to do to get through the reps. And blitz those hamstrings and calves with this movement. For 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice. 15 seconds to breathe and recover. Shake the legs and get ready on that other side. Again, if this is your weaker or less coordinated side, just slow it right down at the start. 3, 2, 1, and we go. Get into that rhythm, get the breathing controlled early. Let's make it all the way through it. Halfway there. Just coming into those final 10 seconds. And relax off in 3, 2, 1. Nice, that's those out of the way. Boxing knees are up next. So make sure you've got that mat there, or just some sort of cushioning for the knees. Hands up, way up, throw them on the back of my head. Core tight, and we'll go into those in 3, 2, 1. First knee goes down, second knee goes down. One foot comes up, second foot comes up. And try and alternate the order where and when you can. Don't worry if it's not exact. Each time the way you change order, it can be really awkward for your coordination. Just focus on working through it. Breathing still under control as well. 30 seconds to go. Final 15, we've got those sumo squats coming up next. In 3, 2, 1. Set those feet in that sumo stance. You've got 15 seconds before we start. Remember, you want double the hip width apart, toes pointing twice as far out as they usually would. And we're going into those in 3. Oh no, we won't. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Keeping those going, keeping your focus. Why do people insist on messaging me while I'm in the middle of a class?
Most awkward time.
Never anything important either.
Here's to them.
Left. Nearly through, and we've got calf raises coming up next. In 3, 2, 1. Relax. You've got 15 seconds to breathe. Feet hip width apart, and again, heels a little bit wider than your toes if you can. And we'll be going into those in about 5 seconds time. Final movement before the hold in 3, 2, 1, and we go. Just keep you working through those. Nice gentle pace. All the way up onto your toes, heels nice and high, big breaths out on the way up. We're halfway through it. "15 seconds left. Burning out those calf muscles. Holding that squeeze at the top. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Catch your breath, get your recovery. And in 10 seconds, while you're in that wall sit or squat hold, whichever you prefer, going for that one in 3, 2, 1. Squat hold or wall sit, straight in. Get that positioning. We're here for 45 seconds. Remember, you want those hips right down there with the knees. Burning out those legs, burning out those glutes. 15 seconds out the way, less than 30 to go. Everything left in those legs. They start to shake. That means you've done the perfect amount. Keep them as static as you can, keeping that tension. 15 seconds remaining. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Get your breath back. Let yourselves recover. Just to take a short recovery. We're going to change up how we're going to do abs slightly. Instead of doing 2 short circuits, we're going to do 1 longer circuit. But we'll give you a minute or so to recover before we go for that. Just grab your drinks and then we'll get ready. Yep. So, movements we've got for our ab circuit, the way we're going to do this. So, 2 parts that we've got. The first one is going to be butterfly toe taps. So, the way we're going to do this, lying flat, you're going to have your head, upper back and head just off the floor, feet and knees just off the floor. You're going to go from toe, toe, hug the legs. Toe, toe, hug the legs. We're going to go for 45 seconds on those. If you struggle, do the exact same thing, but starting on the floor. So you go toe, hug the legs. That's a slightly easier version. After 45 seconds, what we're going to do is swap to a leg raise. So for this, sit on your hands, and what you're going to do is lift from a straight line to a right angle, straight line to a right angle. If you want to make that more difficult, don't let your heels touch the floor between each rep. Stop just above. If not, let them touch the floor. Back to the butterflies, back to the leg raises, and then finish in a plank. So we will be getting ready to start those in about 10 seconds time. Starting off with the bicycle toe taps into butterfly toe taps into butterflies, sorry. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Opposite toe, flat, opposite toe, flat, hug behind the legs, lay flat. That's the order we're going. Working through those. Remember, lay completely out flat in between if you need to. If not, you're trying to keep your upper back, head, knees and feet off the floor between each rep. Going to move you on to leg raises in 3, 2, 1. Sitting on those hands. Lift into a right angle, control the weight down, stop the heels before they hit the floor, back to your next right angle. If you want it a bit easier, let the legs relax between each rep. Keeping those going. We're going to go back to butterfly toe taps and butterflies in about 5 seconds time. And in 3, 2, 1. Butterfly toe taps to butterflies. Straight in. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Hug behind the legs. Remember, big breath out. Every time you contract those abs, you want a big breath out. Keep the effort, keep the focus, keep it going the whole way through. Ten seconds. Going to be going back to leg raises in 3, 2, 1. Back to those leg raises. We've got 45 seconds on these, and then we are going to finish in a plank. That plank is going to be for a slightly shorter time, only 30 seconds instead of 45. But push through, burn out those abs as much as you can. 30 seconds till the plank. That plank can be long arm or short arm, it's completely up to you. Final 15. And nice quick transition into our forearm or long arm plank. In 3, 2, 1. Into that plank. I'm going to go long arm, hips and shoulders level, core engaged. Same rules if you're in a forearm plank. We're here for 30 seconds. Now squeeze those abs. Really put all your mind focused on squeezing the core throughout this. Halfway there. Three, 2, 1. Relax off completely there. Let yourselves breathe, let yourselves relax, let yourselves recover, guys. As all the hard work away. Feel free to unmute your mics now if you want to unmute. Got through all the hard stuff, guys. Well done. Right, we'll recover and then we'll cool off.
Brought us out.
All right, and the fantastic news is I can't hear the scary wind anymore.
No, it's gone.
No, quieting down.
Yeah, I think the storm's gone.
It was amazing last night, wasn't it?
Oh God, couldn't sleep.
No,
Yeah.
me neither.
Right, all up to standing and we'll get going on the stretch. So stretching, I know I always say this, it's maintenance stuff, so it's not muscle and joint health and recovery than it is for your flexibility. But we'll get through it so you can bounce back and be ready for tomorrow. Starting off, legs straight, push the hips back, let your head hang down, reach for your toes, keeping those legs completely straight. You want to feel this in your hamstrings, but you might also feel your calves and your lower back, depending on your training. I'm going to go for a big breath out. Reach for the ceiling, hips forward, weight on your heels, taking a slight backwards bend. And relax off there. Next up, going for quads. And swapping over, same on the other side. And relax off there. Next one, you're definitely going to want something for balance here. Going to put the heel to the opposite knee. Gently sit down into a squat, holding there. And swapping, same on the other side. And relax up to standing. Let's hug both those arms out. Dip the head, arch your upper back, push your shoulders away from yourself, draw the chest into your body. And let's hug those arms all the way around. Chest forward, shoulders back, trying to meet those elbows together behind your back. And next up, going to go for shoulders. So it's a straight arm across your body, looking over the shoulder, you're stretching. And swapping. And relax off there. Finally, we're going to go triceps. Hand on the back of the opposite shoulder, pushing your elbow to follow your wrist. And swapping, same on the other side. And relax off completely there.